And welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. Let's call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce. Martin.
Here.
Dole.
Here.
Crockett.
Here.
Geske. Phillips.
Here.
We have a quorum tonight. As always, we begin with the approval of our minutes. Included in everyone's packet was the minutes from our regular board meeting on January 3rd of 2023. Hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk. Motion by Martin.
Second.
Second by Phillips. Roll call.
Martin.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Dole.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, I don't see anyone here. Chris, you never got anything in the, anybody?
We did not.
Okay. Village President's Report, I really have very little tonight. It's been pretty quiet. This is our second meeting for January, so our next meeting won't be till February. The Christmas lights, the decorative lights that we have downtown Main Street, in the past we've always left them on. The Public Works goes through a lot of work to put those up, so we always leave them on through the end of January. So that's the plan again this year, that the lights will stay on until the end of January, but after that they will come off. We'll have them on for from all of December, all of January. So if anyone is wondering, we did take down the excuse me, the Christmas decorations of trees and other seasonal related items, but the lights on Main Street are there for everyone to enjoy for another couple more weeks. Luckily, we've had a period here where we haven't had any snow, so you haven't had a whole lot of snow removal activity that's had to take place. We do have a couple new trucks that are going to be coming in, though, that we've ordered a couple of years ago. You've got a couple, once those come in the next week or two, you've got a couple trucks that you're going to be surplusing to get rid of them. What's the plan to do that?
I think we may have already surplused them
Okay.
2 years ago when we ordered the new trucks, but yeah, we're going to get some pricing on them, and then we're either having an online auction. We've used the Bittergy website in the past. We've used Taylor Ford as well. So
okay. So if anyone has any questions about the trucks, that again, we're a couple, several weeks out before we get the new ones and get them all on the road and active. But eventually, we're going to have a couple bigger trucks that we're going to be getting rid of. If anyone has any interest in finding out more about those, they can get a hold of Jim Hanley at Public Works or through his email or through the Village Hall. And the other thing I noticed too, that that sounds like it's pretty early in the year to start this, but let's talked about some our golf cart registration are in, and so the girls at the Village Hall will be getting the golf cart registrations sent out to everyone so they can renew their golf carts for 2023. The new stickers are in, and appointments can be made to come up to the police department and get those, or just drive through the Village Hall and get them. But everyone who has registered so far, or last year, will also get a registration renewal in the mail. So just be watching for that. We have lots of time. They're not due until June 1st, I believe, but you will be able to renew those for 2023, and the cost this year is the same as always. It's been $25 up until June 1st, and then it goes up to $50. I have nothing further. Village Administrator's report, Mr. Barak.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one reminder. We are still accepting applications on the Hometown Hero banners. You can find the registration or the application on our website, or you can come into Village Hall and pick one up. Those banners go up usually just before Memorial Day, and then they stay up through the end of, or to Veterans Day in November. This year we've switched it up a little bit. After several years of doing this, we've determined the banners have actually held up really well. So anyone who buys one this year, they'll get 3 seasons out of them instead of 2. So we've extended it another year, and it's a great program. Hopefully anybody who is interested can get a hold of us at Village Hall.
And that's starting this year, that it will be the 3 season. The previous is still 2 was holding. Okay.
Yep.
And then what about applications?
Again, they're available on the website.
No, I mean, we're taking applications for a job that we have open?
Oh, yep, we have that as well, for the Director of Marketing and for the Village of Manteno. It's also a dual role for the Chamber President, President of the Chamber, so kind of a unique position in that it's actually a village job, so you would get all the village benefits, retirement, healthcare, paid time off. It's an agreement we have with the Chamber. They pay half of the total cost of the position. We're accepting applications through the end of this week. So need to get them in by I believe Friday is the 20th. So anyone who's interested again, you can go on the website and find the application there, or you can email an application and resume to myself or on the general village website.
Thank you, Mr. Rock. Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities. Mr. Boyce is not here tonight. He has nothing on the agenda, but he does have a Public Works meeting scheduled for January 24th at 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
All right. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any action items on the agenda tonight, but my next public safety meeting is February 8th at 7 a.m. in the Village Boardroom here. With the rapid temperature changes recently, the village has been experiencing several water main breaks. Just this week, there have been at least 3. If you are traveling around town and notice water bubbling up from the ground, contact the Village Hall or the Police Department immediately to report it. Not only does it need to be repaired as soon as possible, but the accumulation of water in the street can freeze and become a hazard for the motorist as well as the pedestrian. So
They can also report that directly to Aqua, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Dole. Planning and Zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any items on the agenda this evening, but we do have a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, the 24th at 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom, and the next Planning Commission meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, February the 7th, 6 p.m. here in the Village Boardroom. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske is not here tonight. The only thing that he has on his agenda, and actually the only item we have on our agenda totally, is the payment of the bills. Mr. Geske has a payment of the bills in the amount of $629,829.96, of which TIF 1 is $72,397. That is the only thing he has on his agenda, but he does have a committee meeting scheduled for February 8th at 7 a.m. here in the Village Hall. General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have nothing tonight.
Okay, quick meeting with not a whole lot going on. So the only item that we have on the agenda tonight is the payment of the bills. Motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $629,829.96, which TIF bills of $72,397 even.
It's 8:28.
820. I'm sorry. $629,828.96. We have to do 2 votes for that? No. Since we only have one item on the agenda as payment of the bills, we don't have to do a omnibus vote. We can just accept the motion to approve, take a single roll call vote on the question of patches of the agenda items as read.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dole.
I'll second.
Second by Crockett. Roll call.
Dole?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Comments tonight? You have anything you want to talk about tonight, Mr. Martin?
I have nothing.
One item, and we didn't talk about this before the meeting, but we've been discussing possibly the addition of some more pickleball courts. It seems like pickleball has been, the courts that we did last year has, been used quite a bit, and that there's some potential discussion about expanding some more pickleball courts. So we'll be
Trustee Boyce found us some places. We're thinking about expanding at Thieves Park. That will include several pickleball courts, probably parking. I think Jim's going to bring something in next Tuesday at the meeting to present us, and then we'll have to get
So we get asked a lot of times, last year we had a lot of projects going, between our path expansion and our, the police department, the public works buildings, which are still underway, but, next year, what's the plan for next year? So one of the items that we're talking about or discussing is the expansion of the pickleball because it is so popular and it seems like it's getting more and more.
So we're gonna put Wendell in charge.
There you go, yeah.
I'm still learning how to keep score.
Yeah, so we got that going, so that'll be a project for next spring.
Mrs. Dole?
Chris, the banners, the hometown banners are still $100 though for the 3 years, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that
the
didn't
price
change.
didn't change, just the duration of how many seasons we'll put them up.
Glad to hear that.
And the reason, like I say, the reason that happened is, when we first started this, we went 2 years because we weren't sure what the banners were going to look like after 2 years. We didn't want to be putting up banners that were tattered and kind of shabby, but the quality of the banners is really good, and they seem to be holding up very well. So
I agree.
if we can get 3 years out of them, we might as well do it. And that's, that's the reasoning for that. So,
Good idea, because I have 2 of them at home and they look like they've never,
They're brand-
Yeah.
they're brand new or whatever,
Yeah.
so glad to see that's changed or whatever. So,
Mr. Crockett?
No comments this evening, Mayor.
Mr. Phillips?
No comment for me either, thank you.
I have no comment. Just one other item is tomorrow night, we are hosting the Kankakee County Mayors Association. You're all invited here to the American Legion for the Mayors Association dinner. Manteno is the host. It goes around to a lot of, all the different communities throughout the county, and this is our turn. So hopefully, hopeful to see you there tomorrow night. With that, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Crockett, second by Dole. Roll call.
Crockett,
Yes.
Dole,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming, for watching.